The Quran confirms the Gospel, Surah 3 verse 3, and calls Muslims to submit to all the prophets without elevating Muhammad as an authority over any of the Jewish prophets, to make no distinction between any of them, Surah 384, but to submit to all the books of the prophets, Surah 436. Islamic religious authorities will teach that there's nothing to see here. Such commands in the Quran only refer to the original books of the prophets that apparently don't exist anywhere on earth today. Very convenient. But what if the Quran identified a particular historical Christian sect we can identify today from historical sources and confirm the creed of their faith? Well, there is such a link in the Quran. It turns out the true believers, according to the Quran, were Orthodox Christians who affirmed the Nicene Creed. What? No. How can you be so ridiculous, I hear you say? To suggest that the Quran affirms the Trinity. Yep, it's true, and there are many verses in the Quran that back it up. Like and subscribe to see more. Let me start with the historical facts. In 2014, historian David A. Michelson published The Practical Christology of Philoxenos of Mabog. The title says it all. We know without any doubt that Philoxenos, a 5th century Syrian bishop, affirmed the Nicene Creed of AD 325, and as a leader in the Miaphysite sect, rejected the Chalcedonian Creed of 451, so we know exactly what he believed and what he didn't believe about the nature of Jesus the Messiah. This matters because Philoxenos trained and ordained the bishops of Najran in South Arabia. The ancient sources reviewed by Dr. Michelson included a document from the Miaphysite missionary Simeon of Beth Arsham, stating that Philoxenos ordained the first 2 bishops of Najran on the Arabian Peninsula, including a Miaphysite referred to as Paul II, who was martyred AD 523 in Najran by the Jewish Himyarite king Du Nuwas, also known as Yusuf As'ar Yathar. This martyrdom, and the massacre in Najran more generally, is a well-attested historical event. The bishop was brought forward publicly and commanded to deny Christ. He refused and was executed. Following this, trenches were dug outside the city. All the Christians of Najran were thrown into the ditch and set on fire for refusing to abandon their faith. Their captives cruelly sat around the ditch to watch their victims burn to death in the hundreds, perhaps as many as a few thousand, according to various sources. It is independently attested by Syriac, Greek, and South Arabian sources. We know the bishop by name, we know his creed, there is no doubt. But here's the Islamic dilemma of Najran. Chapter 85, Surah Al-Buruj, is a direct reference to this historical event. Condemned are the makers of the ditch, the fire pit, filled with fuel when they sat around it, watching what they had done to the believers. Verses 4-7, translated by Dr. Mustafa Khattab, The Clear Quran. Scholars today, and from the past, including the most trusted Islamic commentators, identify chapter 85 of the Quran with the massacre of the Christians of Najran. Yes, the Nicene Trinitarian Christians of Najran are the true believers. At-Tabari, Al-Qurtubi, Ibn Kathir, Mufti Muhammad Shafi, and Al-Maududi all agree. The victims were the Najran Christians. The earliest tafsir also identifies the perpetrator as Yusuf Du Nuwas, the king of Himyar. That's multiple points of fact that confirm what we know. Now, some commentators also include a fable of a boy and a king in a magical land far away, but in such cases, both narratives are preserved. The fable does nothing to the historical links. Think about that. The Quran affirms the faith of the Najran Christians, Trinitarian Muslims. The commentators preserved the tradition even as the false narrative of Islam was consolidated as a polemic against the people of the book in the 9th, 10th, and 11th centuries. Islam did not conquer in the name of truth, it conquered in the name of empire. It colonized and subjugated the very people of the book its prophet affirmed as the true believers. If you are Muslim, understand this. Muhammad did not preach Islam as it exists today. The Arab elites covered the truth and innovated a religion for conquest and worldly gain. But God is merciful. Reform your religion now according to what Muhammad commanded. Turn to Jesus the Messiah. He is the truth, and the truth will set you free.